Same.
Oh, I guess I've been recording, actually. Never mind.
Lol.
Oh, okay. Deshaun likes that extra little info just in case.
He likes the band talking before the start of the song vibe.
That incriminating evidence.
How'd you know?
Don't you know? I hid the body last week. Okay, let's start this podcast.
In the first age, in the first battle, when the shadows first lengthened, one stood. He chose the path of perpetual torment, and those that tasted the bite of his sword named him.
My asshole is filled with wasps.
Welcome to the Drowning in Pools podcast. We have a druid in our midst. His name is Sean. His asshole is full of wasps. I'm Cameron, and we have Derek with us, who is currently dying of laughter, which is always a beautiful thing.
Boy.
I don't know. We're off to a great start. Before we get any further,
no. Have you seen that? I think it's a Owl Turd. He does like web comics. He put out some web comic where he was like, "Nah, man, wasps aren't that bad. They do stuff." And it was like it was like all shit that bees do already. It was all shit that other stuff does. And it's like, you get the fuck out of here, you wasp apologist.
I was gonna say. I feel like there might be like one or two wasps that do fine things, but like as a general statement, as a species as a whole,
I feel like they're like mosquitoes, where you could just wipe them out and not give a shit.
See, you say that, but then like for some reason, I feel like mosquitoes like are gonna turn out to be like the one thing that feeds a certain bird, which turns out to be that feeds a certain thing, which then turns out to be feeding our cows.
That is a sacrifice
shit like that.
I am willing to make.
It's okay. We can just create food.
Right. I'm sure we'll be completely fine. Like when bees started disappearing, they were making all those little robot bees to do shit. I'm sure we can figure something out.
I'm sure we have like what's it called? We have planes that could pollinate fields and fields of whatever we need.
Who even needs animals, really? I mean, we're like growing meat in labs.
I was gonna say, we technically don't need animals because we can technically get all our nutrients from plants now.
Looks like we need to take a look at the way we do things and maybe change some stuff.
Maybe we should. I don't think we should go full herbivore.
Maybe it's time for man to dominate the earth.
What?
Some more.
We haven't? Have we not already been doing that for
I
the
mean,
last
just wipe them all out. Just get rid of the rest of them. Fuck it. Keep like dogs and cats around, but get rid of like, everything else.
I see what you're saying. You want to go and be able to travel the wilderness again without getting mauled.
Pretty much.
I feel like that was part of the journey.
Cool stuff
was getting mauled by
what's cool stuff's in the Amazon. That's true. If Indiana Jones wasn't about to get killed by everything in the fucking jungle, no one would give a shit.
Yeah, it's very true. The Aztecs, man, finding the Aztecs would be so much easier.
Yeah. But there wouldn't be like a big monster waiting for you, I guess. They'd all just be dead. That's always what I hope for with like weird shit where it's like hopefully there's a monster waiting for you. That's what made the Indiana Jones movies kind of boring.
I was gonna say, like, what if like all the like fairy tales and stuff were like real up to like 700 years ago?
Like everything just after 700 years ago or before 700 years ago was real.
Yeah, like there was like some like big battle that where like the gods put a some sort of door between the parallel universes, and that stopped everybody from having superpowers and whatnot.
Isn't that the well, first of all, that's like the plot of Wanted, the comic book.
It's the plot of like most
it's a plot of a lot of shit.
fantasy things.
Yeah, where it's like actually life went a different way than you think. But
Let me explain why.
yeah. But
Well, or why you don't have superpowers right now. Let me also tell you about that.
let me tell you why Batman and Robin are these two guys who grew up to be fat and lame.
Why Batman and Robin are actually just drug addicts
They're just-
who are having a really hard trip.
Oh god, there's a. Oh wait, no, this is the actual thing that happened. There was an orgy that Adam West and Burt Ward showed up to, but they got kicked out because they showed up in their actual Batman and Robin costumes.
Oh, beautiful.
I could have gone my entire
Fantastic.
life without hearing that.
Well, this is back when they were like young and handsome, so
I still
know.
could have gone my entire life without hearing that. That's like, hey, you want to hear
All
something
right.
crazy? Batman and Robin from the '60s show showed up to an orgy once.
yeah.
I mean, I've heard crazier stories.
I mean, if you read comic books, it's like one big orgy, really.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. At some point, they're all fucking each other.
Especially like Spider-Man's like little harem. Like, even when he goes to different universes and hangs out with Capcom characters, he's got Morgan hitting on him and shit.
I feel like that's
He's
just
got
in
like
your
all these
character, though.
characters. Yeah, that's true. Well, but he
that-
also is like, he's got characters that are like crossovers from other comic books hitting on. When he goes to the DC universe, like Jubilee was hitting on him. Not Jubilee. Fucking damn, I can't remember her name. But some god. Jubilee's Marvel. But there's some chick who looked like Jubilee at the time who's hitting on him. Don Troy.
Let's be real. It is a fit dude in a very tight
Right,
outfit.
he's like a
with his
handsome
face
young
covered.
guy. He's pretty smart. He's
With his-
funny.
With his face covered.
Yep.
And he's funny. Like, what do you expect? I don't have to remember who you are, and
Exactly.
you're funny. I just get to say, man, I fucked Spider-Man. Who doesn't want to be able to say that?
Like half the Marvel universe because they're dudes, and they're not into other
Oh yeah.
dudes.
Okay, well, there's also Spider-Gwen.
There's also all the
well,
lesbians
yes.
who are not into him. Let's not talk about
Yeah,
Spider-Gwen.
that-
Spider-Gwen sucks. Everyone talks about Spider-Gwen like she's so good, but her comic sucks. She just has a cool costume.
And she's hot.
He does have a cool costume.
That's literally it.
Man, oh, god damn, I heard the stupidest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
It was on Twitter, so like I kind of don't want to bring it up, but man, it was dumb.
Hey man, we all have Twitter.
Yeah, we all
You know
do
what
have
it
Twitter.
is.
It was something about how like Birds of Prey is failing because of sexism.
Oh,
Lol.
yeah. I mean that's all. That's always the thing,
It's not because
I'm
every
just
DC
like-
movie so far has underperformed.
right?
Exactly.
But it's not
I'm
because
just
the
saying-
movie looks like complete dog shit. It's because
It's also
sexism.
not because Harley Quinn basically only works in comic or in animation form
Yeah.
because it looks weird anytime someone who actually looks like that.
I'm gonna say, and you know what, I don't even really mind Margot Robbie. This design just kind of sucks, also. But I don't mind
Yeah,
Margot Robbie.
yeah.
She's all right. But the thing about the movie is like the whole thing about Harley Quinn that she doesn't really work at all as her own kind of character.
Yeah,
She's
like,
a sidekick.
I will
She's fucking annoying as fuck. It's like if you made
Yeah,
Jesse and James like the main characters of a big
Like,
thing. It's like no one wants to see that
it's
bullshit.
good. Jesse and James works good as a big thing for one episode out of like the season.
Yeah, exactly, and they work to like they work on all the other episodes as the people who get their asses kicked in 2 seconds, and then the real threat shows up. Like no one wants to
Like-
fucking see Harley Quinn do shit. I don't. She's just annoying.
Like the thing is that she the actress plays Harley Quinn really
Actually,
well.
you can say actor now. You can just say actor.
Okay, is it just a general statement
Yeah,
now?
you just say actor.
I mean, actors always
Anyways,
been gender neutral.
Yeah.
But yeah, she plays a really good Harley Quinn. The issue is Harley Quinn is annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
She's great in small doses,
Yep.
but like if she stays around too long, it's just like, all right, thanks.
It's like the
You can
whole
go now.
quirky, wacky, goofy shit's getting real fucking old. It's like, and like they've really, because she didn't really used to be like that too much back in the day. She had her own little character moments, and You know, she was a little bit more of a fleshed out character, but she's just become like this, like almost Deadpool like character where everything she says is so random and she can't take anything seriously.
It's just always zany.
Yeah, it's just irritating. It's
And
not
for me,
fun.
the thing about Deadpool is that generally there is some link between what he's saying and what he says next, you know?
Right, yeah.
It's
with
usually like
Harley Quinn, there kind of isn't.
Yeah. Well, it's like with usually Deadpool, it seems like, at least from the comics, it's like he says something about like what's happening in the scene, and then he compares it to something else that seems random, but then you're like, okay, well, the comparison makes sense.
Right, exactly. With Harley Quinn, it's just sometimes she'll just shout a meme, or someone will call her Harley Quinn, and then she'll remind them that she's a doctor, even though that has no bearing on the situation at all.
Dr. Harley Quinn.
Just dumb shit like that. It's like, who gives a fuck? It's just like you stop your the fact that you're a doctor stop mattering when one of your patients tricked you into being a crazy clown bitch. You're not a doctor anymore. You know, you got all that shit taken away. I don't know why. I don't know why writers harp on that like it's as if all of Batman's rogues aren't doctors or geniuses of some type. Like, who gives a fuck?
It's like, you know what? This is the perfect example. Hey, you're a doctor. You now have amnesia. Guess what? I don't think you're gonna be a doctor anymore.
Well, not even amnesia, because she remembers everything that happened. She didn't forget anything.
Well, yeah.
She's just in love with the
saying,
Joker because he tricked her. He charmed her because she sucked at her job. If anything, she should be trying to to make sure people don't know she was a doctor. Because that's embarrassing.
See, I'm curious, canonically, how many people she treated before the Joker?
I want to say... I guess with comic books, it usually just depends on the writer. But usually it's like she wasn't a doctor for very long before she met up with the Joker. So
Yeah.
You know what? I still gotta say the what is it called? The Joker's blogs? Is that what they were?
Oh,
the
Joker,
YouTube series?
the Joker vlogs, yeah.
Yeah, that was a great series.
It was pretty good. I think he brought him back for something, but I didn't watch those.
He brought it back for like a short film type thing, I believe.
Okay.
But other than that, I don't think they came back really. I'll have to check. Here, you know, I can just check real quick, can't I?
And you know, the thing about Birds of Prey is like I like the trailers didn't really excite me too much. I was like, this just kind of looks like more Suicide Squad shit, which Suicide Squad sucks. So, but like a lot of the promo art around it, a lot of like the just extra stuff, like they put out some shoes that had some really good art attached to them. Like the posters all looked really good. Like there's a lot of like just really good art that was coming out of this production, but just the movie itself is just not. It just was the worst thing about it. Like the worst thing about the movie was the movie. All the advertising and shit was way better than the movie. It's so
Wasn't that
weird.
the same shit with Suicide Squad?
Yes.
Suicide Squad, not really, because it was more Suicide Squad stuff was more hot topic-y, but this is more like these are more art pieces. You know, these actually look better put together than a lot of like the Suicide Squad stuff did. A lot of Suicide Squad stuff was just like that shitty kind of let's put cute little skulls on everything and paint drips and all that bullshit, and it just did not look good. Birds of Prey had more like art, like more, you know, just better
More
quality.
And had a direction.
Yeah,
It had a direction.
Yeah, it definitely had way better direction for all that stuff. I feel like there had to have been one like person behind it, like not just like a marketing team. There was like someone, like they probably got like someone to come in and be like, all right, we want you to lead this you know, advertising campaign.
Yeah. So the Joker blogs, last episode came out 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And that was their second season. So they had 2 seasons of it. And the second season was all like short films.
Yeah. That's the kind of thing you could that only really kind of works around the time of like the Dark Knight and all that shit now, because now that stuff's not really relevant anymore. We've kind of moved on. Like as much as everybody liked that version of the Joker, we've kind of moved on since.
It looks like they're working on another series. It looks like they are. It says there's a Joker blog teaser.
It's gonna be Joker
So I'm guessing they're-
blogs for the new Joker, for the Joaquin Phoenix Joker.
Is he gonna be like the
that'd be-
actual Joker now?
Joaquin Phoenix?
Yeah.
I guess he's getting a sequel now, even though it said he only did this movie because they weren't gonna make a sequel. but Joker 2 is
how
coming
much money
probably.
did they have to? How much money did they have to pay the director?
It wasn't the director, it was Joaquin Phoenix.
Oh, okay.
Joaquin
never mind
Phoenix
then.
was like, that was the reason he didn't want to do like Doctor Strange and stuff like that, because he didn't want to be tied down to a contract.
Gotcha.
But
That's
now
a man
he's
who's
like,
worked
yeah,
in
sure, I'll
Hollywood
do
way
it.
too long.
Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, now it's like everybody's jumping on. Like Christian Bale is gonna be in the fucking new Thor movie and shit. Like everybody who is anybody is now jumping on the Marvel train. Matt Damon had a bit part in fucking Thor Ragnarok.
I think he's had like
Yeah.
a couple of cameos in Avengers
Yeah.
movies.
Everyone is in these Marvel movies. Everyone is trying to do some comic book superhero shit now. We're getting a
No,
Morbius
I
the Living Vampire movie.
I have no problems with this whole comic book trend.
I mean, I
But
do.
you know what? Okay, well you've been in the scene for longer than I have, so the reason why I don't have issue with it is because I'm not gonna go watch them anyways.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I only
probably not. I've
watched
kinda-
what they
I've
pop up on
kinda
Netflix.
Yeah, I've got to cut down on my superhero movie watching too. I feel like the only one I've seen, like the last one I saw in a theater was Aquaman, I think.
Aquaman was not bad, was it?
It was a
Was it
pile
bad?
of shit.
It was a pile of shit.
That was
Okay.
when
I
you
didn't watch.
when you were visiting. That was the movie me and my uncle were arguing about because we went to see it together. And he like turned to me in the theater. It was like, you hate this shit, don't you? I was like, this shit sucks.
Right, that was the one. Not the last time I came over, but the one
The
before
time
that.
before that,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. It
That
was
movie-
2 years
That
ago.
movie was garbage.
Garbage. Yeah.
Complete trash. But it made like $1 billion, and that's why whenever people are like, "Well, this made a lot of money," I'll never give a fuck, because that doesn't mean it's good.
Yeah,
It just means people are fucking stupid.
I hate that excuse. I
Yeah.
hate that excuse so much. Oh, it made a lot of money, so obviously it did something right. I'm like, no,
Nah.
no.
I think movies
They
are
could have.
kind of like immune from that praise because they're not like video games or books where you can return it. You know?
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
like at most like a 3-hour experience that you went through. It was like maybe $11 to $20, depending on where you are, depending on what time it is, depending on what you paid. It wasn't too much of a crazy thing, too much
And I
of
mean,
a commitment.
technically, you
really.
could like stomp out of there and like demand that you get your money refunded. But who the fuck is gonna do that?
I've done that before, or I think I did that.
Okay, well,
Probably the movie I saw before Aquaman. I did it because the movie was so bad that I felt insulted. And I was
Yeah.
like, I want my fucking money
Yeah, like-
back.
I was gonna say, like, if you leave halfway through a movie because you hate it that much, I feel like you should be able to get your money
yeah.
back.
But I'm just saying, like,
But if you stay through the whole movie, you
And
paid for
yeah.
your experience. You're not allowed to get that shit back.
Exactly, yeah.
like how many games on Steam get refunded every day because people buy them, try them for 2 hours, and then it's just like this isn't what I expected, and say and fuck off, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like, I don't know. I feel like money for movies is not indicative of the quality.
It's not.
I mean,
Look-
it's not
look
for
at, like,
games either, but at least with games, it's like you have the option of returning it.
Right, yeah. And games are, since it's more of a hands-on experience, quality will immediately reveal itself. And if it's shit, then you're not going to want to fuck with it anymore, and you'll probably return it. But
Yeah.
with like a movie, you might have to sit through that motherfucker for 2.5 hours before you realize it sucks. You might get to the halfway point and be like, "Oh, this movie is garbage," you know?
Yeah. You know what movie I did that with?
Yeah.
With
What's that?
it was also I think the last movie I saw in theaters, which was Captain Marvel.
Oh, that's the spicy one. I haven't even seen that movie, and I was baiting people on Twitter about it. Because that's the one that it gets the easy hate.
See, the thing is, the movie was fine, and I think Brie Larson was okay, but I think the way that she was directed, because she's obviously like she can do actual acting, but in that movie,
I don't know, because I've only ever seen her play bitch. You know,
I've seen like other clips
can't
on
think
YouTube
of-
and stuff.
I can't think of too much other things where she's been like more emotional or more like open or something. She's always just kind of standoffish and doesn't really play nice with others, and she's always very unlikable for whatever reason.
But is she always bland?
Yeah, but like she shouldn't. Like I shouldn't be able to replace her with a wet towel and get the same like impact out of the story, and that's what I could do with Captain
Yeah,
Marvel.
right. Yeah.
Like I don't know. Like I thought the writing was like the writing was okay, but I think the directing was fucking terrible. Like, people
Okay.
just
I
felt
know it was.
weird.
I'm pretty sure it was directed by 2 people, so that might have something to do with it. Because I know sometimes that can be, but that's just Marvel trying to do that shit with all their movies. Because they did it with Ant-Man and the Wasp, and that sucked. They did it with Winter Soldier, and that worked out. So that's probably why they keep trying to do it. But like they keep having these 2 director teams for some reason.
Yeah, I mean, like it wouldn't be so bad, but it was literally just Brie Larson's character that I had an issue with, like Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Like she was fine.
The
in
only thing I have to
Avengers.
go on, I was gonna say the only thing I have to go on is her in Endgame, and I thought she was. I was glad they got rid of her for most of the movie in Endgame.
Yeah,
I
I
didn't
mean,
wanna
she's
see
good
her.
she's good as a bit character in that series.
As a plot device
Yeah,
for
or
like,
like
an action
who shows
scene.
up at the end, but fucking like she as like the whatever the fuck they were trying to get her to be. I don't remember what they're called. The Kroll,
What?
Skrull,
Oh, the Kree.
the Kree.
Scroll.
Well, there's the Kree and the Skrull. There's the Kree Skrull War.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
that was the plot of Captain Marvel, I believe.
You can tell I really paid attention.
Yeah.
When they were trying to get her to be the Kree, it's like, okay, you got to control your emotions. I'm like, this does not make for a good character in a movie. You
Well,
know?
that it's the prequel problem where all the Jedi characters are just emotionless and they don't express themselves. You have fucking Samuel L. Jackson, the guy who quotes God at you and then blows you away with guns. You know, you got that dude who's good at screaming motherfucker at you, and you got him kind of whispering in a hallway, you know, kind of being all calm and not doing shit. Like, that's not
I
gonna
will
work.
say he is the best guy to use the motherfucker line.
And he just does nothing, you know. So like having other characters do that, like having like Brie Larson be like that, just
Yeah, I don't know.
emotionless and
It's fine if she's a side character, right?
yeah.
And like she's
Yeah.
only there for like 5 or 10 minutes, but when she has to carry the entire movie, especially when she's like dealing with that struggle, like I know I'm supposed to care, but I just don't. Like
Now let me say, the way she's acting as Captain Marvel, perfect. It's spot on to the
Yeah.
comic books Captain Marvel. Because
Yeah.
comic books Captain Marvel is a complete bitch. She shows no emotion. Nobody likes her. You know, so she's accurate for sure.
Jesus, dude, she has a family.
No, what if what if Brie Larson is actually a huge comic fan and she knows exactly how?
Then
she's
I wish she
supposed
would just
to
say
be?
that instead of going on these diatribes about white dudes.
Oh,
I wish she would just be
God.
like, "Hey, I'm just trying to be accurate to the comic book. Sorry if you don't like it." All right.
you know, let's have a new wave where like people who everyone looks up to are just open. Not like fully open, but open enough where you can understand.
Yeah, I'm not sure you want
what
that.
the fuck
cause,
is going
'cause
on.
That's
I don't want to hear about the weird
no-
death orgies they have.
No, yeah,
I
I don't
need all
need
that
I don't
shit.
need all that. I just want to know why my thing is broken.
Yeah.
Just let me know why my thing is
Why-
broken.
Why was this movie bad? Look, man, we try, and you get that sometimes, but you have to get that with
You
movies
do.
that everyone is bad, that says is bad, like The Happening, where Mark Wahlberg is like, "Hey, man, at least I wasn't like a thug or something. I was a teacher. We tried something and it didn't work out." Shrug.
Yeah.
You know, so
Like the whole thing with Game of Thrones, man, if they came out with the statements they said at the end early, it would have been like a whole.
would have softened the blow
It would have softened the blow so much, but also they would have been fired so much faster.
immediately. Yeah, well, because it's all about
we-
your image in the
Yeah.
big Hollywood scene or whatever. So you can't
But-
just tell everybody,
so,
"Hey,
like-
man, we fucked up." You gotta act like everything's all right all the time.
But
Unless
other
you just
than,
don't give a fuck.
Other than movies in the Hollywood scene, you can go over to the gaming scene where there's a bunch of companies doing this now, where they're like, "Ah, shit, stuff is broken. I'm sorry. We're gonna fix it as fast as possible."
Yeah, because they have to now.
And then,
Because people will just
yeah,
tear your shit apart.
Tear-
You know.
yeah. What was it? There was some game recently. Oh, it was Tim.
oh god.
Okay.
Where like all the servers broke and they gave you like an hour by hour of what they're doing to fix it. And I was just like,
yeah, it's
damn,
pretty cool.
that is a good community manager you got there.
See, like I feel like
Yeah.
games are a slightly different issue for that because sometimes shit just breaks in games for no reason.
Right.
You know?
And
Yeah.
it's not like a movie where a movie is bad, but you can still watch the movie. Like if a game is broken, you can't play it. So
Well, the other
Yeah.
thing
they're
too
gonna
is
jump
that,
on
like,
it to fix it usually.
sometimes, like I remember this being like there was this infamous, there we go, Assassin's Creed 1
There
bug
we go.
where if you saved after you killed or if you quit the game after you killed Robert de Sabot, because there's a save point there, if you quit the game at that point, it soft locks you in there, so you're stuck in this like little corridor where you can do nothing because the main character or the antagonist is dead, but the game thinks you haven't killed him yet. But like,
I hate that.
and like obviously they should have tested that because there's actually no fix for it. But
Right.
like, like I don't necessarily expect their QA to like pull that kind of shit. Like, are you really gonna fucking stop the game and like, turn off the power every single time there's a save point activated? No,
Right.
of course not. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Admittedly, that one's fucking bad because it's one place that most people probably would stop because you think you just killed the last
Yeah.
boss and you like, turn it off.
It's like, all right, got it.
Yeah,
Right,
but
exactly.
it's shit like that where it's like it's not like a movie where you pre-screen it, like you look at a movie after it's been edited or whatever and you say, there's that effect that kind of looks like shit.
Right.
Well, we're already 2 hours into the movie. I'm sure no one will mind. No, like you don't do that.
Do you mean cats?
You mean every Marvel movie where if you look at the background for too long, you start to realize it looks like crap?
You and your Marvel hate boner, my dude.
Bro, dude.
There are some shots in Marvel that are pretty bad if you look at the.
I wouldn't have as much of a problem with it if these weren't like billion-dollar movies, If
mean,
these were
you
like
also-
cheapo, like we made this movie for $10 million, like okay, cheap movie, fine. But you made this movie for how much? You could have paid for how many schools with all that money? Okay, you better make this a good ass movie. Or
I was gonna say that you have to understand though they do have a limited amount of time.
It's almost
The
like you
animators can only
shouldn't
do so
release
much.
these fucking movies every 6 months.
That's true.
Yeah, it
It's
felt
almost
kind of
like your
that's how I
game
felt
plan
with
shouldn't just.
the Star Wars movies.
Yeah. I
Like-
mean, that's what they were. Even Disney realized that, and they were like, "We're not going to do any more of like the side project movies anymore."
Yeah, well, it's like I don't mind the new trilogy, the sequel trilogy. What the fuck is it called?
The sequel trilogy.
Just go with the new trilogy.
Yeah.
it's
okay.
called the sequel.
Like I don't mind that
Okay.
it's the people are like, oh, it's fucking like it's whatever, right? I still haven't seen the last one because I just don't care that much. But
Yeah, me neither.
Same.
like I mean like, and I'll watch it if someone's like, hey, do you want to watch this? I already have it. I'm like, yeah, sure, whatever. But like, I'm not gonna go out and pay
Yeah.
money for it. But
Yeah.
like Solo, and I thought Rogue One was actually like I thought Rogue One was a good movie, but it raised the question in my head
disagree.
of why do I care?
Exactly.
And no movie worth its salt should ever raise that question. You know?
Why do I give? You get halfway through, you're like, wait a minute, I don't give a shit.
Well, no, it's like we finished watching the movie, and Keon saw it at the same time, and like we both had the same thought coming out of the theater. And by the way, we watched it at two different places. He was in San Jose, I was down in Irvine, and we both texted each other, and we were like, "Hey, did you come up with the thought of why did this movie exist?" Like,
What was the point of this
know why that movie
whole
exists?
thing?
That movie exists for that last scene with
With Darth Vader.
Darth
Admittedly,
Vader.
that was
No,
fucking cool.
because that scene is cool, but it's dumb because Darth Vader holds his breath for no fucking reason.
No, there is a reason. He wanted to be
He
stealthy.
wanted to be scary.
He wanted to be stealthy.
Nah, you know,
he wanted to be a stealthy boy.
He could have been scary, just slowly walking up, and you could slowly hear his boot steps coming down, and then you slowly hear his breathing coming in, and then you slowly see him come out of the darkness, and there he is, and he starts killing dudes. You could have did that, but instead he just stops breathing, and then suddenly he's breathing in the darkness.
But you have to understand, like he's
Everything
like,
after that moment is cool, though. Everything after that moment is fucking awesome.
how old is he during that movie? Like 20 something?
because
50.
that's right before episode 4, so he must be at least 40.
Yeah. He's like in his 30s in the prequels, at the end of the prequels in Revenge of the Sith, and then like 20 years passed, so he's in his 50s.
Is he? I thought he was closer to
Okay.
like 20
Yep.
something.
He's in Clone Wars. He's in his 20s.
Oh.
If you read
Okay.
the books, they tell you all this shit. But yeah,
Okay.
the ages are really weirdly deep for the stuff they kind of go through. Like he acts like an angry 25-year-old in Revenge of the Sith, but he's like 30. He's like 32, 33.
I mean,
Okay.
emotionally stunted by the Jedi, so I don't blame him.
That's true.
But like, yeah,
And the
so
fact that
back,
he's this weird slave. Jesus
back to
baby.
Rogue One. Like,
Yeah.
it's like, why does this have to exist? You know, it doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah.
Like,
Or like Solo. Like, who gives a shit?
I mean, I could
this
understand the
one thing.
need for Solo. You know, if it was.
I think if it
done
wasn't
better.
specifically about like a specific event, like here's how he got the Millennium Falcon and his jacket and his name and how he met Chewie and how he met Lando,
Yeah.
like
Okay,
he
so
made,
no,
like
so
all
how-
that in like a couple years, like really.
I was gonna say how he met Chewie and Lando. Those two would have been fine, because those are like super prominent.
Like-
how he got the Millennium Falcon, also kind of important.
I wish. It
Other
was
than
more
that,
just like it's just an adventure, one of Han Solo's adventures. You know,
Me.
like it has nothing to do with
It's not me.
Okay,
anything
Deshaun, you're gonna
connecting to
need
anything
to-
else.
you're gonna
It's
need to
just
do
a
the
fun
thing.
adventure. Yeah.
leave, call, and come back in.
All right.
Okay,
Hold up. Am I good?
I think it was me.
You're good now.
That was weird. Well, yeah, because Cameron started to sound all choppy too.
Fuck.
And then,
Ah,
It's just fucking Discord.
yeah, it's just Discord. Discord sucks. Once again, Discord is ass. Here's the fucked up thing about Discord. It's the best option, but it's like a 6 out of 10 at best. That's fucked up.
Arrest him.
it is the best option. Up.
Can you guys hear me?
Wu-Tang style.
I can hear you. You
I
guys
can
hear
hear
me?
you.
Deshaun? We can't hear you, Deshaun. Keep your mic unplugged.
You know, the funny thing about Discord is that I'm 90% sure we wouldn't have these issues if I lived in, like, the southeast of the U.S. like you guys do.
Hey, you know what? That just means we all need to move in
Yeah,
together.
come to California.
Sure. That actually sounds great.
No, it doesn't.
Give me two. Okay, well then, either way, give me 2 more years and I'm moving out. So,
I mean, if you... Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind. Well, I don't know. I'm a pretty bad roommate, so I don't want to...
how? Okay, stop whatever conversation we were having. How are you a bad roommate? I'm
I just,
listening.
like, all the typical, like, roommate stuff, I just... all the typical bad roommate stuff I do, like, I leave my dishes in the sink for, like, a couple days, and I
I was
don't clean
about
the
to
litter
say,
box
do
as
you
much as I
not- you
should.
don't- Jeez. You
And
pay
that
rent,
shit's
right?
Everywhere. What's up?
you pay,
pay rent,
you pay
right?
rent,
Yeah,
right?
a parent.
Shit, ain't no
On
problem then, fam.
On time,
Yeah.
right?
I have
Alright,
to. I'm the
you
one
pay-
who
you
does
pay-
all
you
the
pay utility bills,
yeah, I'm
right?
the one who pays the utility bills.
Man.
I don't see a problem.
All right, so okay. So you dishes a couple days. That could be a problem, but easily fixable.
Yeah, I usually do them when I'm like, oh, I need a plate. Okay, I should probably do these dishes. But we only have like 5 plates,
Alright.
so it's okay.
All right. So is there anything else?
Like I don't really clean the litter boxes as much as I should, but
Okay, that could be a problem, but as long as you clean them, it's okay.
Do you take impossibly long showers?
no, my showers are like 10 minutes or less.
So I'm only hearing 2 bad things that make you not as good of a roommate. Not a terrible roommate, but just not as good as a roommate.
Yeah, well, the other thing is that my shit's everywhere. So
No, I don't fucking care about that.
okay,
You
well
listen
then,
to music too loud.
dude, no, I don't. That's like fuck. I hate people who listen to music too loud. It pisses me off because they're hurting their eardrums. Not because it annoys me, but because they're hurting their eardrums. And I'm like, you only get 2 of those,
Literally hurting
motherfucker.
themselves.
Oh my god, it kills me. No,
I used to do that back in middle school, and
now I have tinnitus.
because I thought that was dumb.
yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I don't see that as being too bad. I'm also not that great of a roommate, but I'm also not terrible either.
You'd probably just never see me if we were roommates. You'd probably see me like,
Yeah.
like maybe like once a day when I come downstairs to get something to eat. But otherwise, I'm
We'll
just
see
going to work
Deshaun
or
every
I'm
time.
just hanging out in my room.
We'll see Deshaun every time he does the Michael Jackson to the kitchen to get like a piece of cake.
Yeah, pretty much.
See, the only time I take long showers is after I got home from the gym.
Gotta relax those muscles, bruh.
It's more or less that my arms and legs don't want to move, so like actually doing anything in the shower other than let the water hit me is a pain in the ass.
I feel that.
Only thing, I take long showers only when I have to wash my hair, because I got a lot of hair. That's about it.
Yeah, I'm getting there, man. My hair's getting long as
yeah.
fuck.
See, I have Japanese hair, so it's all just straight.
Yeah, mine's like in between, like European and African American, or African, I should just say.
Between Europe and then the continent of Africa lies God.
Yeah. Well, I mean, actually, isn't like half of Africa white?
I don't think half.
Not half. Africa's a very large place, Cameron. I don't know if you know this.
I know, but there's also a lot of European influences.
Yeah.
Yeah, but not a lot of European people, if you catch my drift.
I mean, there's South Africa, which is like
yeah, in South
some
Africa
crazy
you get more
percentage
of that,
white.
because that was where they were literally colonized. But
And I think there's a couple of other places in
there are like places where like the French took
and
over,
like the
where
Dutch
the French
and
colonized
stuff,
some places.
but yeah.
See, well, I'm not. At least I'm not insane saying that. Just
Yeah.
like thinking about it.
Yeah, there
There's at least-
are in fact white people in Africa. Yes,
Oh my God! Really?
Yeah, Elon Musk. was
they
one
tend to
of
get
them.
eaten by
Nice,
lions
yeah.
a little bit faster, but yeah, they're there.
So while I was watching the Super Bowl, I did some quick, stupid research.
Oh no.
How come you got to watch the Super Bowl? Don't you work at a pizza place too? What the fuck?
Yeah, my manager fucked up and didn't schedule me, so
Ugh.
I didn't go to work.
I have
Nice.
to work.
Nice. Continue.
Yeah, no, that was funny. You got to work and I didn't. So while watching the Super Bowl, we were talking about how one of the guys could run a 4.2,
Mhm.
a 40-yard dash in 4.2 seconds.
Yep.
And that came out to be like 26 miles an hour or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty good.
Usain Bolt runs at 28, 29 miles an hour.
Yeah, he runs like a 3.9, 3.8 or some shit like that.
Yeah. So I was like, I wonder how fast humans can run. So I looked this up, right? Theoretically, based on the way our muscles are structured and our body structures and whatnot, we could technically run up to 35 to 40 miles per hour under perfect circumstances without tearing muscle.
Okay.
Sweet. We could beat Sonic the Hedgehog.
But right, yeah. But what are these perfect circumstances? Like your shoes are nice and tied tight. You had a good
perfect
breakfast.
circumstances is your foot touches the ground for less than it's like less than 0.1 of a second, and you still get your full explosion burst from the step. So you have to have perfect timing on your steps and how much force you push off the ground, all at the same time.
The other
Okay.
question is, how long could somebody feasibly keep that up?
You're right, yeah.
So because the way our bodies are, we can actually do that for as long as most people can sprint normally, if you have perfect muscle memory, timing, and all that other fun bullshit.
Which would
but that's
then-
only theoretical.
All that mental shit would then decrease your speed because you're worried about making sure your timing is perfect.
So you have to have that as like muscle memory nature without having to think about it. 2, you have to be able to sprint at that speed with the right amount of muscle mass and everything like that. And 3, you also have to have like the right shoes so that way your feet don't stick to the ground for as long.
Yeah. Like
So,
I would be interested
basically
to see.
impossible.
Like,
Yeah, it's basically impossible, but it would be cool to see.
I mean, at least the ceiling is there, you know?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
there. We can see it. You know.
And I mean, I'm sure if you don't care about your muscles exploding, I'm sure somebody could probably do it on the right drugs.
Oh yeah, 100%. But like, the question for me is, because I'm fat, like, how much or how fast do you think someone could run like feasibly? Like how many miles per hour do you think someone could run feasibly and like not immediately collapse after? You know? Because you have like marathon runners who do like the marathons in like an hour or two, but then they just fucking die at the end.
Yeah, they're like super tired.
Yeah. So it's like, how fast can you run without like being dead
and still be
So,
like, "Ooh,
for,
that felt
like-
good."
Yeah.
For like depends on your jogging. Like if you're sprinting, I don't think you can sprint for very long without just like collapsing at the end.
I have a friend who probably knows this. He does cross country. I think he still runs. Like he did in high school. I think he still does it. He still runs marathons and shit. So I'll have to ask him.
Man, cross country people are scary. Just for the simple fact that they're
When I ran track, those were the guys we respected the most.
because, dude, like the one thing that always gets me about cross country runners or anybody who does long distance like
Running.
high energy stuff. Well, I mean like biking or whatever, like anything like
Yeah,
that.
like endurance
Where
stuff.
it's long distance and they constantly keep their heart pumping, is their resting heart rate is like 40 beats per minute.
Yeah.
It's insanely low.
Cause they and you know what? You talk to those guys, they're always pretty chill. You know.
Yeah, because they're always in like a state of high. Pretty much.
They're just
Because
they're
if
just
they-
completely zenned out all the time.
Oh my god. Yeah.
So
No.
funny.
Actually, I knew a couple people in high school. Actually, hold on. The few people that I knew in high school that did cross country, none of them were like quote unquote chill. They're all of them were pretty hyper. But,
Okay.
No, well.
I only knew the chill guys, so
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm sure there were chill.
And I mean,
guys.
I was on the track team, so all the guys I knew were chill. So
yeah. Like we're also the area that we were in had a lot of people who were just a little chiller than most.
yeah, we did live in fucking like one of the chillest areas in Florida where nothing fucking ever happens.
Man, I love how
my favorite
so
pastime.
the school I went, the school we went to in high school was known to be like the most racist school.
Yeah.
But when we got there, everyone was just like
It's like
Yep.
whatever. Yeah.
totally racist.
I mean, it was like when I lived in Texas. It was pretty bad there, but then when I got to Florida, I was like, you know what? This really isn't that different from when I was in Texas.
But yeah, like I had a friend who he was a cross country runner, and he went to get a physical done. So the doctor got really scared when he checked his heart rate. He's like, "Oh fuck, this kid's dying! Like he's dying right now."
I'm not gonna
It's like-
break it to him. He's gonna be dead in like 6
So
minutes.
So he was as he was talking to my friend, he goes, "Son, you don't happen to be a cross country runner, do you?" My friend's like, "Yeah, I am. Why? What's up?" And he's like, "Oh, thank God."
I was like, woo! God.
You know what's funny is that even though I have like the worst diet possible and I just eat way too much fast food, my blood pressure is like insanely low.
Mine's not low, but it's not bad either, which is surprising. Seeing my family has history with bad heart problems, and I did not eat well until recently.
Yeah. No, like we went into the doctor's. So I have like an annual ER visit. Just shit happens, right? And every time I go to the doctor's, like I'm like, that number seems really high, and Keon checks on Google and it's like, no, you're it's really low. And then
Hey, you're doing
yeah,
pretty
the
well,
doctor's
actually.
like, what do you eat? And I'm like, mostly fast food. And he's like, well, I guess keep doing that, because it's just like, fuck, man.
You're gonna be.
No, that's like the worst thing a doctor can
Yeah.
say to you.
But it's just
You're gonna be
weird.
like, who's that old? I can never remember this motherfucker. Is it a Rockefeller? I think he is some old rich billionaire, and he was like 98, talking mad shit about how he did nothing but smoke and drink and fuck bitches, and he lived to be 98. You know, he ate like shit. He said he had like a steak every day. You know, he didn't give a fuck, and he lived to be 98.
Yeah, some people are just
and
like
then he'd be
that.
like 101 or some shit. It's nuts. But that's all. That's all genetics. Like how long you're gonna live is in your genetics.
Yeah, I mean, you can extend it, but yeah, generally.
Yeah.
Yeah, like you have probably a general range of where your genetics allow for you to live, and then you can either extend that or decrease that depending on your life choices.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got kind of lucky. I think 3 of my grandmas have hit 100, so yeah, and the other one's still alive. No, those are great grandmas, I think. Both my grandmas are still alive.
Nice.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like great grandma age.
Yeah, but I don't know. I'm Japanese, so I gotta live to like 120, or else it's dishonor on my memory.
Speaking of dishonor on your family, so Dragon Ball Fighters announced Kefla.
Oh yeah, season 3.
Yep.
Yeah. You guys excited?
I am. Not.
I'm excited to see how she plays. It looks like she might play a little bit like Vegito, so whatever. But it's because they're Portara characters.
I'm just waiting for man. I feel like Kefla should have been out so much sooner.
Yeah,
way sooner. Yeah.
Like, I think UI Goku is cool. I'm curious to see how he plays.
But he should have been like an install for base Goku. All these extra new Goku should have been installs for Super Saiyan and base Goku, I think.
Yeah. I think base Goku should have had the UI install.
Hell, Blue Goku should be the form that gets the install, because that's how it is in the fucking anime.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
But yeah, so the thing I like about UI Goku so far is his counter is the goofiest, funniest, fun thing to watch.
I didn't look at it. I looked at more of the Kefla stuff than I did the UI Goku stuff. I think I just wasn't interested in the Ultra Instinct Goku stuff.
So it just looks super janky. Like, he'll counter you while you're in the air doing a special, and he'll just walk across your beam. Like, say if you did a beam attack on him while you're in the air, he'll walk beside your beam behind you. It's the goofiest animation.
But I mean, that's kind of what he does in the anime, where it's like so weirdly casual, a lot of the stuff he does, and he's just kind of walking past you, and he's walking behind you, and it's like, you dodged my technique, and it's like, did he? I couldn't really tell. But yeah, Ultra Instinct Goku will probably be fine. Hopefully he's not busted, considering Ultra Instinct Goku's whole thing is being busted.
Yeah.
I am more interested in Kefla, but she probably will just end up being another Saiyan moveset. That is another thing where it's like, oh great, another Saiyan. I like the Saiyans, but all these Super Saiyans are starting to blend together, you know?
Yeah.
I get it, but can we get some other characters? Can I get another Roshi? Or can I get a Roshi? Can I get something? Can I get,
There's only 4 characters this time?
I thought there's 5 technically.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Because Kefla's in there.
And it's not Caulifla, right? It's Kefla? No, it is Caulifla, okay.
Caulifla?
It's Caulifla and Kale, and they become Kefla.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Kale plus Khalifa makes Kefla.
Okay, I've been reading the fan translation, so I always called this one Caulifla.
Oh, it's super raw.
It's cauliflower and kale.
Yeah.
It's
Okay. She's pretty cool.
This is the character in the manga that Gohan beats. And she was supposed to be crazy godlike strong.
She's supposed to be Broly, right?
It's supposed to be as if Broly fused with Goku is kind of the thing. Because Kale is female Broly from Universe 6, and Caulifla is
female Goku.
Yeah, and then they fuse together, and they create.
Then Gohan goes, right, I'm the king of this universe.
Masenko, and then he beats her. Well, technically it's a tie. They beat each other, but
yeah, I don't know.
Sorry. I just imagine Goku giving the name of Masenko. He goes, my son goes ha, and then Gohan just starts saying that whenever he does.
You know who Masenko is from, right?
No.
From Piccolo.
Okay.
His real father.
So Piccolo's just like, my son goes ha, and then Gohan as a kid goes, Masenko ha? I guess.
It's one of those moves. You know what? Masenko gets no respect because the Kamehameha Wave steals everybody's thunder, but the Masenko gets passed down from Piccolo to Gohan to Trunks to, and then new Trunks from the fixed timeline or whatever gets it, and then Goten gets it. It's a cool move.
It is a cool move.
No respect.
You know what else needs to get more respect? Tien's fucking
the Tri-Beam.
Yeah,
I feel like that gets enough respect because when
Kiko, how you doing?
when everybody talks about Tien, they're like, "Man, how cool was it when he used the Tri-Beam on Semi-Perfect Cell? Didn't do shit, but it was cool though." It was cooler
I
when he
mean,
used
it
it in
put a-
Dragon Ball.
Yeah, he used it a shit ton on Dragon Ball. Well, not a shit ton, but he used
cooler.
it.
Doesn't it?
Well, when he used it in
doesn't
Dragon
take
Ball,
his
it meant
life force
more.
or some shit like that?
Yeah, it
Yeah, and
does.
when they would talk about it like, hey, they were like, that move is more powerful than the Kamehameha wave. What are you doing with that move, Tien? You're gonna kill somebody. You're gonna kill yourself. It's
Both of
fucking
which
cool.
technically
Yeah.
true.
Yeah.
Actually, did he ever kill anybody? I mean, I know he's killed people, but I don't think he ever killed
I'm
anybody with the
pretty
Kikoha.
sure he killed one person with it, but it was probably some filler shit. So
He also killed the little green guys with it.
Cybermen?
Well, maybe not with it, but he
Cybermen?
did kill those green
Did
guys.
Tien even
Yes.
touch a Cyberman? I'm pretty sure Piccolo and Krillin killed them all.
No, I think he killed one.
No, I think I know one blew up Yamcha,
Yeah.
and then Krillin
And then
killed
I
3
think
of them, and I
they-
think Piccolo killed the last one.
I think they did fight a little bit, but I think that may have also been filler stuff that the anime.
That
just
might have
added
been
in.
filler stuff
Yeah.
too. Yeah.
I don't know. I read the
I'm
manga.
pretty sure. Yeah, exactly. I'm pretty sure Krillin just gets pissed off when Yamcha gets killed. Piccolo takes a couple, and then Krillin kills the rest. I think with that big
Scatter
move
bullet.
that he showed off.
And
yeah.
then Gohan protects himself from getting killed by one of them.
Yeah, because he was a big pussy.
Well, he was also like
No,
7.
he's 4 or
Wrong.
5 in
He
that.
was like, yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, he's way younger than that. he's
He's like
4.
a child.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
Yeah.
Gohan's life is fucked up.
Gohan's life is.
It's kind of
fucked up.
amazing he became as successful as he did.
I mean, when you start that early, when you see all that kind of shit, who like at some point you're just like, yeah, nothing really. I can't be phased by shit. I don't get nervous. I just do what I do, and then I become successful because I don't give a shit. Like, oh, you're a businessman. I literally fought a super tyrant that could blow up planets out in space. So
I can change my hair color without needing dye. Can you do that? I think not.
I saved the Earth from a mutant bug man when I was 12. So
I just imagine Gohan doing his taxes. I saved this Earth from a mutant bug man
Right,
when I
yeah.
was
How
12. Can't you save me from my taxes?
Oh! Did you guys hear about the dank ass lore that came out in Kakarot about the animal people in Dragon Ball?
No, what?
No.
So
I
apparently
would like to
in the
hear.
Dragon Ball universe, being a furry caught on so hard that they made a drug that could literally turn you into an animal.
Oh.
Well then.
Hence King Furry.
Nice.
That's so weird.
That is.
That's a weird
Awesome.
bit of detail that I did not think I would ever get from Dragon Ball. I always thought it was just one of those things where you're just like, ignore it. They're animals. Who cares? It's a magical world. Doesn't matter. It's like,
It's
nah.
a magic world. Yeah.
I mean,
It's like,
the animal people were like a lot more prevalent in Dragon Ball than they were in Dragon Ball Z.
oh yeah, yeah. They would join like the tournaments and shit. They're all over the place.
Fuck, the first like big bad guy after Yamcha was an animal person, and now he's on the moon making
Yeah.
mochi.
Oh yeah, nobody really talks about that, but yeah.
Oh, actually, wait, no, the
Everybody
blue guy.
forgets about that
Wait,
part.
Piccolo blew up the moon, so I guess he's dead. But
Yeah, so he's dead. And remember, Piccolo didn't really kill a ton of people, so there was never any point where they were like, wish back everyone Piccolo killed.
well, the thing
So-
is too that Piccolo blew up the moon. I think when Gohan was training, so it was
No.
after he'd already become good.
No, Roshi blew up the moon.
Oh fuck, that's right.
Roshi blew up the moon.
Oh my god.
And then they wished it back
That's-
later. And then
Yeah.
But they didn't wish back. They didn't wish back the people on it. They just wished
didn't
back
wish
the moon.
back. I was gonna say that he didn't come back with the moon. So fucked up.
Yo, he's just on like the snake trail making mochi on the snake trail
Pretty
now.
much.
Yeah, that's funny. That's pretty good.
Oh my god, that shit was hilarious.
That's great.
Anyway, but yeah, Kefla, whatever, I guess.
Yeah.
And you know what? Here's
I
my
wonder
thing. Here's my thing about the dragon Saiyan lesbians. They would be way more interesting if their designs weren't so boring and if they didn't have like 1.5 like seasons to exist.
Yeah.
Because they showed up for the Universe 6 like tournament arc and they barely did anything there, and then in the Tournament of Power was like their big moment where they were doing more shit, and then that still ends up kind of being nothing. So
Yeah.
I think Super should have just been about the Universe 6 Saiyans, which is probably insane to people to say, but we're done with Goku and Vegeta and Gohan and all those characters. They can't evolve any more than they already have, as we've seen with Super. So we might
like
as well
how are you gonna get
focus
past
on somebody else?
How are you gonna get past Ultra Instinct? Super Ultra Instinct. It's like Ultra Instinct,
Like,
but Super Saiyan.
Exactly, yeah. Which is what they did with Super Saiyan God, which should have just been the last thing. But of course, we had to have more.
It should have been.
I know. I kind of like. I like the dichotomy of Super Saiyan Blue, but
Yeah.
like,
But the next thing after Ultra Instinct is Universe Instinct, where you can just be anywhere. You can just feel the entire universe at the same time.
Oh, I think that reminded me. I think Vegeta in the manga is learning to instant transmission.
Oh, instant
I
transmission.
mean, they are in
So
Yardrat,
now
I think
it's-
so.
So it's like, what even? Why? When has that ever been Vegeta's thing? When that's not in Vegeta's character to even give a shit about learning how to instant transmission everywhere.
I just.
I feel like he wouldn't
So are
care.
we just gonna get instant transmission? Big Bang Attack.
That would be lame.
It would be so lame.
It would
I
be
mean, it'd be
just
really
as
cool if he
lame
did
as
it.
the father-son Gallic gun.
It'd be really cool if it was
Yeah.
part of like a Lion's Barrage from Naruto, but he like did it with Big Bangs and like teleporting people. He just like gets
You
a
know
Big
what?
Bang in each hand and like teleports under them and like Big Bangs them up and teleports them up and Big Bangs them down, like final flashes them into the earth. That'd be pretty cool.
I could see
I
that.
mean, I don't think he'd need
know what-
instant transmission to do that because I'm pretty sure they're just fast
Right,
enough
exactly.
to do that. But
They can move at like the speed of light or whatever the fuck. They're so fast.
I just imagine him doing like what's called Final Flash Coffin, where he just teleports and does Final Flashes from like 6 different directions all at once.
yeah, I can see that.
Ah,
I
okay.
can see that.
What
I don't know,
is it,
I was thinking about it. I'm
Budokai
like, do
Tenkaichi?
beams usually stay after the person's already left? And no, but I'm sure somebody could figure out a way to do it.
Oh.
Exactly, because it's for him it's just like a giant wave that comes out real quick. So like,
Yeah.
ba 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 ba.
And I guess we have Hellzone
trying to
grenades,
think.
so I guess we could do that.
I'm trying
Yeah.
to think like what the beam does stay.
Does
the
it?
beam is like a physical object because when Goku fires his Kamehameha wave, he can turn it, so it's like a full beam. And when they do the beam
Yeah.
clash, it's like a
Yeah, I guess that's true.
continuous wave.
As long as they keep up the pressure.
You know what's
Right.
funny is did
key.
you guys see Matt Pat's like understanding of how Kamehamehas worked?
I do
Oh
know
my
that's
God.
not.
I think it's cool that theoretically we could actually make one.
theoretically.
I mean, they're just lasers, just big lasers.
But it's just like it's cool that like it makes sense or not make sense, but like you could see where the roots of like the shit was being pulled from.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say like Ki or like Chi, Tai Chi, like or just Chi in general or Ki or however you want to call it in real life. Who knows if it's a thing, but man, there's some cool shit that monks can
Yeah,
do.
like I think that key is definitely a thing, but I don't know
I
that
think it is too. It's just
you could use it
it's
to
not as
fucking
magical.
like levitate shit.
It's not.
and fly.
It's not as magical as
Yeah.
it seems. Like seeing I forget which type of monk it was, but he threw a toothpick and shattered a piece of glass with it.
Yeah, like there's some crazy shit. Well, it's just like because this is something you learn like in Taekwondo too, and like a lot of other martial arts is like it's just your life energy, you know. And it's
Yeah.
like okay, well, denying that means that you're dead, and while we're all dead inside, physically dead, like. So, I think it's there to an extent. It's just like, yeah, some people have a crazy control of their ki, and they can really just like do some crazy shit.
I also think it's like one of those things where it can be a slight misunderstanding of where it's just what key is your brain actually be able to physically control certain parts of your body
Yeah.
better than like it just being a magical thing. It could just be that your brain is going,
Using
oh,
your mind to
we need
control
to.
the outside world. I've seen that stuff before.
I wasn't talking about. I'm talking about like just
Muscles.
muscle wise. Where
Muscles. My muscles.
But like as a like general thing where it's like, it when you see like what's the show called, the other space one, not Star Wars, the
Star
other
Trek.
one. Star Trek.
Damn,
When they're
I
like,
was
we
just
need
gonna-
to
I was
put
just
this
gonna let
much
him
power.
struggle.
Yeah, thanks for not letting me struggle, Derek. You're a good guy, unlike my navigator. Dark Souls LP, going great. Where this is like, oh, we need to put more energy into the barrier, and then they transfer more because your brain is a machine, yada yada. Okay, this is a terrible analogy.
I think I get what
We're
you're
gonna
going though.
Yeah, it's basically where you start becoming better at rerouting how much energy your body can
You're
give to a certain spot
optimizing your brain.
Thank you for the words that I was looking for.
You're welcome.
So let's go to Grand Blue. Fuck this shit. I'm just gonna hard segue the fuck out of
All right,
this.
so-
I didn't look at anything Grand Blue at all, not even a screenshot or a titty. So please. Continue.
Okay, well the titties are animated fantastically. So
Okay.
It's
As expected,
a very
it's Dark
pretty
Souls.
game.
yeah, it is a very pretty game. I definitely see. Okay, so the issue is that I want to get Grand Blue and I want to get Animal Crossing, but
Uh-oh. What about Doom?
I'm not actually a huge Doom fan. I know, right?
Neither
The
am
person
I.
who like almost
not
went pro in
really
FPS isn't a fan of Doom. But like,
Before we get into this real quick, how do you guys feel about Wolfendooms? As far like Metroidvania, now first-person shooters are Wolfendooms.
I don't have an issue with it because Doom is kind of always like that. So
Cool.
Wait, what? Okay, so like, what do you mean by Wolfendoom?
like Wolfenstein,
Like how
and
Metroid,
Doom.
like how Metroidvania describes that genre, Wolfendoom describes that genre.
Oh, I see. What
Is
you're
that really a
That-
thing now?
I mean, it can be. Somebody put up a 4chan post where basically they were like, "Stop calling them Metroidvanias. It's like if you called first-person shooters Wolfendooms." And everybody under them on 4chan was like, "Yep, let's do that. Yep, Wolfendooms. Let's do that. Let's call it that from now on."
So, does Wolfendoom just imply like slight platforming in a shooter?
I think he was saying that
like-
they want to replace FPS with Wolfendoom.
Yeah.
Well, no, because that doesn't make sense. Because Wolfendoom don't have the same playstyle as like other shooters.
But everything comes from Wolfenstein and Doom.
Well, I mean, like Doom.
Yeah,
Okay,
but-
cause think about it like this: the original Wolfenstein is a first-person shooter,
Uh-huh.
correct?
Mhm.
The newest Call of Duty
Yes,
is also
yes,
a first-person
yes.
shooter.
Yeah, but you have like better like up, down, left, right control. Like it
Yeah,
plays
but
completely
when you
different
have
because you
there are
can look up and
Metroidvania,
down.
yeah, there are Metroidvanias that play differently as well. Should they not still
Well,
be described Metroidvanias just because they don't have the same controls?
I think
They don't play the same.
adding. So look, the
They have
difference
the
between like
it's the same
no,
kind
no,
of.
listen.
Go ahead.
So the thing about Wolf and Doom, you don't have the up and down access when shooting and running around and whatnot in the first original games, right?
Okay.
Sure, but
Because that
Good.
you have first person point of view, but you don't have access to actually having like the full 360 look up and down, yada yada yada. So the difference between that and a shooter is the fact that now you have that access to up and down. It becomes a whole
So you're
different play
saying-
style of game.
you're saying the genre evolved. It's not different at
No,
all.
I'm saying
you're saying the genre.
I'm saying
you can look up and down now. Therefore, it's a different genre. Is that what you're
Well,
saying? Is that what you're actually saying?
Yes, I think it is
Cameron,
actually
that's
what I'm
not
saying.
that. The genre evolved. It's like when Metroid evolved. It's like when Castlevania evolved.
I'm trying to think now because I'm like
How is looking up and down a completely different genre?
That's what I'm trying to think because it plays completely differently, but that's also not that much different. So I'm trying to think if it actually is or not.
It's literally just the evolution of the genre. I'm sorry, we totally derailed what you were going to talk about, Derek. But
Yeah, okay, yeah. I'll take that. Yep, it's just an evolution, but still.
I'm going to call them Wolfendooms from now on. So
your favorite Wolf and Doom is Timefall 2 still, right?
yep, 1,000%.
Oh, this is gonna be great. All right, so Grand Blue.
Yeah. No, hold on. I don't know if I can move on from the Wolfendoom thing.
Because I mean, I think the other one was Doomenstein.
No, I like
Both works,
Wolfendoom better.
but- Yeah,
I like
Wolfendoom is
Wolfendoom
way
better,
better.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I mean, it's so much more interesting than just calling them first-person shooters.
Yeah, well,
You know.
the other thing that pisses me off, and I think Wolfendooms would be much more fun to listen to, is people, like, for example, like, most people don't make the differentiation between a third-person shooter and a first-person shooter. They just say FPS.
They don't. Yeah, that's right. Because
This is a third-person FPS.
Well, like,
I remember
Michael,
people
for
calling
example,
Vanquish a
right?
first-person shooter.
Kaz and I had this friend, Michael, and he's like, I'm bad at FPSs, and I was trying to get him to play Fortnite with me. And I'm like, yeah, but Fortnite's a third-person shooter. Like, obviously to me, that's
Right.
that's a very different genre. But to a lot of people, they just say FPS if they mean something has guns. So, like...
Right. If it has an aiming reticle and they shoot a gun, they think it's a first-person shooter. Yeah, they treat it the same.
I will say, like, the aiming can be the same depending on the third-person game. Like, Fortnite itself has a very similar aiming style if it's first-person or third-person. However, something like what's it called, Gears has a complete different aiming style than first-person shooters.
It's a little like because it's a third-person shooter and it's got
a cover-based shooter.
It's also it's a cover shooter also. So.
Like I think that's really like the determining factor is whether or not a shooter is based around cover. Like Gears and there are a couple others that like popped up in the mid 2000s. Like Uncharted is another one. Those are cover-based shooters. And then like
Spec
you have
Ops: The Line.
And then you have things like Call of Duty and Halo and even Fortnite to an extent, which are not cover-based shooters, which are like Wolfendooms.
Yeah.
I will say having third person, you rely less on where your character's at. Like in first person, you always are making sure your feet are in the right place and whatnot. But in third person, you can just aim freely and always know where your feet are, which is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
And people hate this kind of thing where you're like you take games and make them into the genre, namer, but like the people who say stop calling it Metroidvanias, you don't know it makes it hard to know what that is. They know what a Metroidvania is.
Yeah.
So they're complaining for no
the
reason.
Thing too is that like Metroidvania is not a genre of game, in my opinion.
It's a very specific type of game in this genre.
Well, no, it's like it's a
platformers.
descriptor, you know?
Yeah.
Like for me, it's like you can have a
the detail
Wolfendoom
defines
that is
it.
also Metroidvania.
Yep.
So it's like it doesn't make sense to me that like Metroidvania is like
they literally had a Metroid game that was the Prime games are first person. They're Wolfendooms, but they have Metroidvania aspects.
Yeah,
Metroidvania Wolfendoom.
But like the thing about Metroidvania, like I've never played that much of Metroid or Castlevania. So the way I always see whenever someone talks about Metroidvania, I always just immediately go, so the map is going to be squares.
Well,
or
kind of.
Or something
here's
of
the
that.
thing, because there's Metroidvania, and then there's like platformers. Like Mega Man is not a Metroidvania; it's a platformer. It's a Mega Man game.
It's definitely a platformer.
So like Mega Man, or not Mega Man, but Mario platformer, Sonic platformer.
Yeah, I can definitely see the difference. But like whenever I think of Metroidvania, I think of it's one giant map, and you are going to go back and forth between areas.
Pretty much, yeah. Usually, you're gonna need to unlock new weapons to unlock doors. You'll get various power-ups for whatever reason. Yeah.
Hollow Knight would be like a Metroidvania, right?
It's absolutely.
Yeah.
It super is.
Okay.
It 1,000,000,000% is because it's literally like a send up. It has the power ups you find are in the Chozo statues like in Metroid. And they're like
I just wanted to make sure.
they're the a lot of the like equipment you can put on is like Castlevania stuff from the later games.
Yeah. But see, I would not consider that its main genre. I would say that's like
It's
an
part
action
of it.
adventure
It's,
game.
it's part of like the spine, like the skeletal structure of the game. And then they layered stuff over that,
Anyway, so getting back to
It's also got Dark Souls stuff in it.
Yeah, let's get back to Grand Blue though. Real quick.
I'm very excited because like I've been watching this game since the betas came out like last year, and it looks like one of those games that will inch me towards being able to play Street Fighter. So
it is definitely a Street Fighter-esque game.
So many games are coming out trying to replace Street Fighter.
which is probably a good thing.
It's 'cause
but
Super
It's
good
because
game.
Street Fighter's doing so bad right now.
Yeah.
The one thing this game looks like it has a lot of is polish, and man, I feel like that was just a journalist statement up until now. But like I'm excited. However, I was really like I was gonna really like just go to town on like this and Animal Crossing, and then I found this guitar on Reverb, and I'm really wanting to get that instead. Let me pull up this fucking listing for you guys, because this is the most beautiful guitar I've ever seen.
So Granblue just was like, man, Granblue sure is a good fighting game, but not good enough for me to not want this guitar instead.
Okay, to be fair, I've been wanting a guitar like this because this is a 50s this is a 50s tribute guitar, and I've been wanting one like this for legitimately probably 9 years.
So
Fair
the thing about Grand Blue, while we look at this guitar,
Like this thing is just so
boy, that's a...
it's so beautiful, and it's exactly like the model that I want.
Speaking of the death of Capcom fighting games, Marvel vs. Capcom 2, instead of
Is that
It's at Evo.
fucking
It's at
Evo?
Evo.
at
Instead of Mortal
Evo,
Kombat.
that's crazy. Instead of Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite or 3.
Okay, Infinite can go fuck itself. We're fine with that. Three is nowhere near as good as 2 in the fact of gameplay wise. Everybody likes 2 more than 3. Or
Right.
for the general statement.
Yeah,
People
sure.
like 2 more than 3.
But still,
For watching
you think,
purposes,
you think they'd go with 3 because it's more fun to watch.
And also
yeah,
because it's more
3 is
readily
definitely more
available.
fun to watch.
Exactly.
The issue is
I think it's invitational.
okay. So
though.
yeah, it is an invitation. So it's the 4 gods of Marvel 2 are going to be there. Plus they have 4 other slots open for other people to get invited to it.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
And those tournaments are happening currently.
kinda
So if we're
cool.
at this point, where we're just giving older classic games the spot, how about we just move SF5 out of that spot and put Third Strike in there? Just put
We should.
like, why not?
But
Yeah.
so the thing is about so let's finish Grand and then we'll get to this evil subject. 'Cause I have
Yeah,
a
I'm
lot
done,
to
I'm
say
done.
about this shit. Oh, well, I was going to say a little more. Grand Blue's beautiful, yada yada yada. The gameplay itself, now that I know it's 100% a Street Fighter game and not going to be
an anime game.
Arc Sys game. No, an Arc Sys game.
Uh-huh.
It makes a lot more sense, and I'm okay with the combo limit not being like super high.
I like that it rewards
Because
you for doing the inputs rather than...
Yeah.
But also, having just one button specials is cool for people who just want to get into the game. God,
It
I
is.
fucking
Yeah.
love
Like,
that shit.
it's doing a pretty good job. So the thing about it is that like the footsie nature of it, I was kind of iffy about it at first, but the way the camera is set and the size of the screen and all the other like small little details make it look a lot more fun than it originally was going to be. Now that I've gotten my head around that it's a Street Fighter game and not a Hyper Fighter.
Yeah.
So this
Or
Guilty Gear. What else was it? Something else coming out that was
It
like Street
was-
Fighter like. I can't remember now.
oh, are you talking about for fighting games? There's
Yeah.
Metal Revolution.
That's what it is.
Which
So,
is-
yeah.
Have you played it all, Cause? Oh
No.
my god.
I want to, but
Yeah.
Power Rangers is too powerful.
I've been playing. I played a little bit, and I got to silver on one of the characters. But
Nice.
no, that game is like the people on there are like they're like
Are
the
they
people in
killers?
silver of Power Rangers. You know, they just don't understand how. Not even to.
Oh, how fighting
Yeah, they don't
games-
understand not even just how the game works, but how fighting games work. You know.
Yeah. They don't know how to fighting games.
Yeah.
But with this Evo stuff. So let's just talk about Marvel 2 for a second. I'm not a big Marvel 2 player. Never been very good at Marvel 2. But I do love listening to IFC Yipes and the whole like New York area and all their stories and whatnot, and how Justin Wong got good at the game and stuff like that. There's a lot of like interesting stories that come from that. It being the 20th anniversary is a good reason for Marvel 2 to come
Yeah.
back. I also think that they got paid to put this game in here so that they can have some big Marvel announcement. If there's not some sort of Marvel announcement at Evo,
Like Marvel vs. Capcom.
either like, yeah,
Marvel vs. Capcom was done, dude. This is like the death nail.
That's what I'm saying. Like,
because what's his name left? The dude who's like the main producer or whatever on those games.
Yeah, he did leave. But the thing is that there could be the reason why he left was because they're trying to announce some other Marvel thing, and he wasn't going to be a part of it. Like, he just doesn't want to be a part of it. So it's probably going to be ass, whatever they announce next. But the only thing I could think of is if they go, here's the Marvel 2 tournament, right? And then we're also announcing that the day of the tournament, you can all go buy it on new generation systems. Because that's the issue.
Yeah, I was
There's
thinking,
no way to...
Like, it must just be a remaster or something.
Yeah, I think it's going to be just a remaster or port, or... You know what else would be crazy? If they just go, oh, by the way, here's a brand new patch for Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
That was nuts.
Let's be honest. Like, the coolest announcement they could make is, here's Marvel vs. Capcom 2. We added 15 new characters.
That would be absolutely fucking insane.
That would be so fucking cool. Here's Marvel 2. This is Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
That would be cool. No, not Ultimate. Uncanny.
Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
And then,
shit!
That's hella wishful thinking. It's probably just gonna. I'm leaning more towards it'll be like a remaster or something that they put out on new consoles.
I'd be fine with a port.
I'd be fine with I would be interested in
arcade true port
if they had like a port, and then they also were planning to update it.
No, it's not on PC.
So there'll be like it's coming out to PC, something like that.
That would be if it gets put to PC, that would be insane because you're going to have Rainbow Edition Marvel vs. Capcom 2 almost instantly.
Hell yeah. I think as far as like expectations and hype and good things happening goes, I think that's about as far as it goes. There's no fucking way they're gonna bust the ceiling on that and add new characters.
Okay, so what I said was like top of the line, that'd be fucking badass. Not gonna happen. Low line is the nail in the coffin. Marvel's done.
Really, I think. I think the biggest, highest top would be Marvel vs. Capcom 4 in the sprite animation style of Marvel vs. Capcom 2. And it's gonna play like 2 and all that shit. That would be like the highest, because we know the guy's not there, but if they just make it play like 2, nobody would give a shit.
Yeah.
If they just make it play like Infinite, even nobody would give a shit. It would just look nice. It would have the characters people wanted.
Like 100%, if they just go, they go and just remake Infinite, but with like 40 plus characters.
Here's Nero.
No.
Here's Asura. Here's Leon.
It would have to be even more than 40, wouldn't it? Because they already have like 40 characters in the Infinite.
You have to double the roster.
But like just make it like 60 characters. Like
smash Ultimate that shit and bring everyone back.
Yo, like man, if I mean, just make fucking Salt. It is Mugen. Just fucking make it Mugen, Marvel vs. Capcom. Marvel vs. Capcom Mugen.
They should just make Capcom versus and just have it be a Capcom versus Capcom fighter game.
I mean, I wouldn't be against
that. Would be also rad.
It would. See, like, okay, so besides all this crazy Evo shit, I do want to bring up one other thing real quick, and that is updating fighting games.
Okay.
All right, so you guys all play fighting games, obviously.
Yep.
Do you like patches? Yes, we all like patches. We like updates to our fighting games, right?
Never nerf a character. Just buff everyone else.
That gets too crazy too quickly.
Don't care. I want the crazy.
What I'm saying though is, don't patch the game for like. So there's a difference between patches and full updates, right?
Yeah.
League does a shit ton of patches, right?
Yeah. And they usually have like two actual updates a year.
Yeah. I've been playing Power Rangers for like 5 months now. They've patched this game too much.
Like they're changing too much all the time.
Because every patch is a fucking update. And I can't stand it. I can't. Now, like after 2.0 happened, it hasn't been as bad. But like the last like month and a half, there's been so many changes to characters that I'm just like, oh, I can do this now. Nope, can't do that anymore. Oh, I can do this now. Nope, can't do that anymore.
You know what? I feel like that would be annoying. I don't know. I feel like for like Street Fighter, that would be annoying. For Tekken, that would be annoying. But for fucking Power Rangers, no, who gives a shit. Keep you on your toes.
Yeah, well, like the thing I do like about it is that most of the time the patches are needed and helpful.
Mm-hmm.
But I wish there was like, if they're going to do it, have a specific date of each month that they're going to do it, rather than like, except for like the expedient patches that have to be fixed like quickly.
So you would, so you would rather have it be like, here's one big patch for everything.
So it's like, okay, so because the thing is that, especially for people who are going to tournaments and like whatnot, if you get a patch right before a tournament, that is like disastrous for some people. Yeah. Because
but I mean, again, you're not playing on the big stage. You're playing in the bathrooms. You're playing in the hotel rooms.
I think final round is going to be on a bigger stage.
It's going to be in a bathroom with 2 sinks.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, 2 sinks. Hell yeah. We got 2 setups. What?
I don't know. Like, I stopped playing Power Rangers. I stopped playing fighting games. Honestly, like.
I know.
I don't know. I get too salty with that shit. Also, because Power Rangers
I've just been playing Tekken, which is chill.
Fucking awful for me lately.
Yeah, like but the only issue is just the whole. I don't know how I feel about patches being so often.
Yeah,
so frequent is the word I was looking
do
for.
see what you're saying though. Like I would rather put up with the bullshit if you gave me like one big patch like once a month, that fixes the stuff.
Because my main issue with it is the fact that unlike League or stuff like that, where there's not as much nuance to a single character when an update goes through.
Yeah.
Because you're still going to be dodging things the same way. The gravity of the game doesn't change. The speed at which some of the characters get stronger or weaker may change, but it's not like I knocked someone up and then I missed the combo because they fell faster. Because that's the thing that's happening quite often now, is that the gravity, they literally changed the gravity in the game, so characters fall from the sky faster.
Wait, they actually changed it?
I feel like
yeah.
Oh my god,
that's weird. I feel like fighting games are more. They do have that little bit. Like every little bit of a fighting game is integral to the fundamental structure of the fighting game usually. So if you change like how fast a character falls, or how fast a character gets up, or how fast a character backdashes something, or how fast a character kicks, that will change the combo, or that will change. That changes everything. You have to change your game plan completely.
Because a button that was really good lost 1 frame, and now that button is jab punishable. Therefore,
it went from a 9-1 matchup to a 0-10 matchup.
Yeah,
just completely switched on you because they changed it. It changed. It took like half a second to get there, longer to get there, and now they can blow you up.
Half a second? That's like 30 frames. Holy shit.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, well, I'm just saying, like, when you put it, if you put it into that, it's like okay,
literally,
I can understand why that's
half
different.
a second,
yeah. Yeah, okay. What he means is like a 4-frame change.
Right,
yeah.
But
man, human eyes are ridiculous. That's all I gotta say.
I hear a lot about human eyes lately.
Yeah, there's a podcast I listen to.
Getting a little Bloodborne in here.
Oh man, you just gotta ingest the eyes. I need more eyes, you guys. I need more eyes.
More eyes on
the
side.
And that's where we'll call a podcast. Where can we find you guys?
You could find me on YouTube at Mr. Urban Buddha, and on Twitter, pissing off Marvel fans at Mr. Urban Buddha.
And Derek, where can he find you?
You can find me on everything, I think, at Game a Second. So.
And you can find me at I Press the Buttons on Twitch, playing some Power Rangers and failing at fighting games. You can find me on Twitter, reposting funny shit and fighting game shit at I Press the Buttons. or it's actually at IPT Buttons. And then you can find me on YouTube at I press space the space buttons. That needs to get fixed very fast.
Very.
And as always,
Dark
laugh at
Souls-
yourself.
Hold up, fool. Dark Souls
right.
coming out. Banjo Coyote
Thursday.
coming out. Wait, what's it fucking called?
Crash.
Crash Bandicoot.
Wait, hold up. Are you going to actually continue, or do you want to switch to Spyro?
No, we can continue, but I just gotta find time. I haven't
Okay.
found time to edit
All right,
it yet.
so Yeah,
All
no
these
worries.
PS1 classicals.
Let me know if you want someone else to edit.
I can do it. It's just I had some shit with my classes, so.
Yeah, no, I don't blame you. That's why I was saying, like, because I know you actually have shit that you're doing, so.
Anyway, it's coming out eventually.
Crash is coming out eventually. Dark Souls will be coming on Thursday.
Dark Souls
This
definitely
episode,
coming out, yes.
yeah, Dark Souls definitely coming out on Thursday. This episode may be a little bit different because audio issues, so it might be a compilation, and then we'll go back to the normal scheduled episodes after that.
Don't go hollow, folks.
Don't go hollow. Keep what you want to do in mind and keep to it. Just like me losing weight. Fuck yeah. As always, laugh at yourself. We'll catch you guys next time.